Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you're just tuning in, is that show Editors Hangout, where new the editors can add their formidable voices to issues and events happening within and around our nation, Nigeria. Joining me to discuss great issues of importance to our dear nation, Nigeria, this morning is four experienced and veteran journalists, as we always have on the show. Mr. Michael Abiodun Olanrewaju, years of experience in the job, active days. Together, also with me is Mr. Abiodun Akinwumi, is the news editor and manager of Diamond FM, your shiny supreme radio station. Together, we'll be discussing the issue about the defection in defection waves in Nigerian politics. Is a continuation of what we have last weekend. We couldn't really touch into that defection last weekend, so we've brought back the conversation into this week. Also, because of the current waves of defection we are seeing in Kebbi State, where three of the Kebbi State senators in the senatorial in the House of Assembly and also the senators in the senatorial seats have defected to the All Progressive back here. Good morning, Mr. Abayomi. Nice to have you, sir.
Same here. It's very, very nice to be here.
Alhaji.
I am always fascinated by your studio. Thanks for having me.
Alhaji, good morning to you.
Good morning, the anchor man, listeners at home. Good morning.
Good morning. To Ahun Ogadi Top.
Good morning to our listeners all over the world.
Now, if you're just listening, is Editors Hangout on time on 88.7 FM, your shiny supreme radio station. And I just said we'll be discussing the wave of defection in Nigerian politics, also particularly looking at the suspension in KB APC. Let's start our discussion from where we end APC, which led to the question I asked last week to say, could President Bola Ahmed Tinubu be blamed for this defection? There's a bit of different and diverse opinion in the studio last weekend, which is where I want to start with, so that we can get into that conversation. If we are talking about users here, this is true. Let's start from even looking into that. Could this even be true? And if this is true, then we can look at the presidency. This is not democracy. Could this be democracy? Let's start with DJ.
Thank you so much. One thing I believe in is that in the game of politics, it's so much complex than the way we look at it. I believe that there is a level with the political institutions on ground by which another politician will threaten one another.
Mm-hmm.
If in the course of trying to provide good governance, the political alleged threats, rather it is the intention to hold on to the political positions each of those political actors are holding, that is much more responsible for their actions. Defection is not new in Nigeria. It's been on from the First Republic, and this has often caused a lot of confusion.
But when we look at some of these allegations being brought into, and some of the things we actually know in government is there are always bureaucracy in government, and it's very difficult for you to search a government without a bureaucracy. You would always, or probably always, find bureaucracy in government. Now, if someone is threatening or trying to buy someone in power to join their party to create a one-party state, should that not be concerning for our nation, Nigeria?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I will not blame the president.
No,
Even in senile crimes like US, we heard that Donald Trump is trying to even use that term. You see, as a human being, the nature of being in power is want to contain power.
I understand the place
and during the time of PDP too, the time of contain power too, trying to establish the lack of Tinubu when he was in position.
No, see,
but he, against all odds, he remained in his party. So you not blame anybody in leader. Okay, during the time where Obasanjo was there, does he not entice them? He enticed them. You remember in 2003, the AD governors endorsed Obasanjo for second term. So it's only Tinubu that back out, and all of those governors they lose their seats because they back Obasanjo. He was the only one that said no, do not back Obasanjo because it affects our chances of winning re-election. These are just rhetorics, just to call maybe the president bad. As far as I'm concerned, it is not new. During the time of First Republic, when the Black Obalagi did not decamp, the last person available decamp from this UPN to other party. So it's not the issue of issue with the president power is not new. There's a time in Odo State, the president of the governor of
yeah, he seems to be smiling. He spoke about pot of soup being somewhere. A lot of people are going into the pot of soup, but some will also tell you that okay, fine, come and take this money. You don't take, there is EFCC. It seems like it is win or win, because those are part of the allegations we are getting. But let me quickly get your own contribution.
Thank you, the anchorman. I want to also support the line of arguments canvassed by the two previous speakers. You see, the problem began in 2015, and one of the after effects is what we're witnessing now. You know, there are some people who are by orientation, are positioned to be in the opposition, and there are some positioned for the opposition that he, as the national secretary, within 2 days he visited about 6 states, moving from one place to another, trying to canvass, and try to woo people to the APC. That the opposition should also make effort to ensure that they not only retain their members but win more members. No, the point is this: do we blame the only aspect?
Let's quickly go on this quick commercial break. Alaji will be back. When we come back from the commercial break, we'll continue our conversation. Please stay with us.
Are you looking for an event center to make your parties glamorous and memorable? Look no further. Diamond Arena is the place for you. With our uninterrupted power supply, ample parking space, secure, and call us on 0913-670-0075. Diamond Arena. Beauty, style, and class.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. Alaji, you were about to go into conversation before we went to that break. Knowing fully well that the National Assembly, who are supposed to be constitutionally supposed to look into that state of emergency being given to Governor Fubara, even supported it. So it means even if it happens to me, if I do not go to where the pot of the soup is, that means there's no respite.
That is what I was saying, that the effects, the governors have gotten cowed now, and it's not good. You are supposed to have a subnational that where people can, say, okay, this is what we want in our state. This is okay. For example, if the tax reform bill, the tax reform bills, they were saying no. But eventually, that of Kebbi, I'm sure we'll be delving into that. There are peculiarities and there were reasons that made the 3 senators to leave PDP for APC. But the most important thing is this: it is a lesson to all Nigerians that when you want to elect people, don't focus only on governors, on president or the president. Focus also on who will be your member House of Assembly,
councillor in your local government,
councillor, who will be your reps, who will be your representative in the Senate, because these are people that will be playing crucial.
When he said that a one-party state is a good thing, why I'm saying so is that only he has said it, and I believe the APC is more than Ganduje. Meanwhile, Ganduje, he gave the example of China. In China, if a public officer is found on video putting dollars into his pocket, that public officer will be executed by firing squad, and the family will also pay for the bullet used. So you see, last week we made mention of Akintola Taku, and history has shown that every party at the center strives to expand its power base. The NPC came to power in an alliance with the NCNC in Nigeria's very first independence constitution election. And that MPC and NCNC, they now had a fallout. They now got Akintola to oppose Chief Awolowo and create his own party called NNDP. How Yoruba will say them anymore. They now formed the Nigerian National Alliance and went into an election which returned Akintola, which gave birth to Wetie, the crisis in the Western region, and eventually the first military coup. When Shehu Shagari was in power, MPN came to power with the political networking to build up his own power. He's not fighting the way NNA and Makintola did at that time, or Shagari by just wholesale declaration of results that didn't happen. They are bringing them in one by one. And let us not forget, like Alhaji Akinlolu said, the nature of Nigerian politics is such that people want to protect themselves. And whether we like it or not, Tinubu is the first political president since the advent of this administration. All the other presidents have the army arrangement. Obasanjo.
What about Goodluck Ebele Jonathan?
You should have allowed me, but thank you, but you allowed me to finish. Obasanjo chose Yar'Adua. Odili, Ibori were the front runners to be vice president. Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan. So he was selected to be vice president. As God would have it, Yar'Adua didn't stay too long. So what I'm trying to say is that both Yar'Adua and Goodluck were Obasanjo's choice. Obasanjo himself is a military arrangement. Then Goodluck lost to a former military head of state. So this is the first politician that got there with his own strength. And he is running it the way he wants to run it. And if you notice, in all this imbroglio, nobody has had the president himself say anything. If you've noticed, we have Adeyemi Bamidele welcoming them to the APC. We have Ganduje, a governor for 8 years, a senator, a FCT minister, a senator again, a foundation. You know, he was in AMPP. So he was a foundation member into the merger. But for reasons best known to him, I think he's one of those people who thought Tinubu would not win. They went to PDP. Now they have seen that this man is a Rujeje to restored hope agenda. That's the only one that appeared to make sense to me. Otherwise, the issue is simple. How will I look?
You do not think this is empowering godfatherism in our politics?
You see, look, godfatherism, whether we like it or not, in every sector it must be there. Let me give you a simple example.
What about its influence? Because one of the problems we've discussed in our politics is the influence of godfatherism.
See, anywhere in the world there must be a father before father. It is how that power, that godfather power is used that matters.
That's why I'm talking about the influence.
Yes, I understand what you are saying. So you as Nigerians, the godfathers too will be good. We will not have godfather that will tell you that, okay, security vote for Lokowa. Do you get it? Do you see, anywhere in the world, even among the angels, there are those they call archangels. I mean, so we have to be realistic. Some people must be more powerful than others. But what is the use of that power? Is it for good or for bad?
Then let me add this. I think the issue of PDP not having a leader, I think it's affecting them. That's my observation. Because right from even this current democracy, we know that 1999.
And this has also been alleged that probably is because of Mr. President putting an.
It's not the president.
Wait. Mr. It's not him to go and find leader for them. When Jonathan increased the price of oil in January 2012, the APC leadership came out clearly to say, look, this is what we want. I think the real thing is just that the PDP, because they achieved power by feeding bottle, not by struggle. That's the real issue. You know, power was given to PDP, I beg your pardon, in 1999. It's not as if to say it is the strength of their campaign.
We know that lack of Bola Ige, Abawande Sanya was the leader. Now when they lost, Tinubu move na to be the leader of that party. Now presently now who is the leader of PDP? And because this kind of come from the opposition, from the leader, from the ruling party, is the leader that's supposed to be coordinating the PDP. This how to respond. Now that will be looking at the threat of the leading party. Okay, APC is coming. How can we address it? I think that's why they even have a committee of that will be led by Bukola Saraki now. They need that leader figure. I think that is missing.
But the problem is they had that committee over the weekend and we're having defections also.
No. The defections came before the committee.
It was not official until this week.
Then we know they've defected, but at least I want to believe that just like Yosom Wike was part of that meeting that brought out the committee.
You see, but that what is happening there should be clear to you now. You see, Wike funded the party up till 2023, between 2019 and 2023. Immediately Atiku lost the election in 2019. No, let's leave that one. Let's just talk of 2019. Atiku lost the election and he disappeared to Dubai. That is the felt that, okay, Atiku, he has the money to run a campaign. Fine. But we that have been running the party since Unko. So because of that, he, Wike, believes that he is best placed to be the running mate to Atiku. Now, in terms of
running mate of presidential candidates.
Yes, running mate to the presidential candidate.
In 2019.
In 2019. It was clear that Atiku would take it. There has been a narrative that Rauf Aregbesola has been expelled from the APC. So what I'm thinking is that Rauf Aregbesola is a two-term governor, a two-term minister. Wike is just trying to get his second term as a minister now. So what is it about Wike that he cannot be removed from the party? That means that the thing that is behind the 6 of Wike is more than 7. Categorical in anything.
Our time is really fast spent.
Okay.
Let's throw the phone line to open. 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. Still diving into the problem of Nigerian politics in terms of the wave of defections. And one of the things we are looking at is some of the accusations from the opposition party. Some have alleged that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the reason behind this defection. And also reportedly or allegedly that he is using the EFCC and probably playing money politics to buy them, to build a one-party state, which is why we are diving into this. Can we blame the president for the problem in the opposition party? The defection, can we also blame the president because of using EFCC to threaten the opposition leader? Your thoughts are very well appreciated. But please, when you make your thought, let's try and be civil with our thoughts and our contribution on the show. Our first caller this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Bamidele is my name. I'm calling from Lamodio.
Mr. Bamidele, good morning to you. Let's have your contribution.
Yes. Whoever says the presidency is not involved in the stabilization of opposition party, or one of your guests rightly said, they got power of maybe they were conferred, so they didn't know how to use it. That is why Tinubu, a political juggernaut, he shouldn't have the system. But that road notwithstanding, don't think the questions have ended. By 2026, you will see the questions from APC to PDP as well, or to any other party. Because as they are moving, they are displacing some people who are in APC. And
thank you very much for your contribution. If you can, please call us back 0913 655 6952. Let's also inform you that you can send messages on WhatsApp 0913 655 6864. Hello, good morning.
He has about 4 to 5 people that wants to be the governor of Delta State, and they are all in APC. He is a PDP man, and PDP is not getting his house ready. Now, the best for him that one second time is to go and join them in APC. It's only based on interest, nothing more. Obioma Agege is there, Festus Keyamo is there, Nedunwoko is there, and the likes of them. What do you expect of him? And we're still going to see more defections because PDP governments are not doing. I don't see any party having any form of peace. They will all scramble, and APC will win again. The only thing they can do for themselves is just their interest. Let them know how they are going to get their interest done. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. 0913 655 6952. That's the number to call. On WhatsApp 0913 655 6864. 0913 655 6864. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
It's Ahmed calling from Tanker.
Mr. Ahmed from Tanker. Let's have your contribution.
To me, on my own perspective, I will blame the Mr. President for the mass deception because I will see it in the aspect of our economic life and activities. People are defecting due to this.
Are you still with us? If you can, please call back 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. 0913 655 6864. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
Mr. Rotimi from Oro.
Mr. Rotimi, let's have your contribution.
I greet everybody in the house.
Good morning to you.
My own is that with God, everything is possible. The way our president is playing this depression is evil and satanic. And I want to tell you something. No matter what you sow, you will reap it. It may be short, it may be long. Because, well, let us get the reality of what happened to Obasanjo. Obasanjo did not ask all this to expire. And the one that is defected now, what they are saying now, in the house is 1999. Can you imagine? But he asking the Adeyemi to you want to protest it, but they told him your time is expired. John P. Papa, he said no. Because of that, they don't want to give him another time 2026, he defected. So we have to get the grassroots. Why these people are defecting? But unfortunately, the system, and if I carry something, Pastor is using, it's unfair. They are all human beings. And some of them, they don't go to the real school of thought for democracy. That's why they are just flowing like
Thank
water.
you very much, Mr.
So
Rotimi, for your contribution. Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi.
A point of correction on one party state. You find out that one party state is un-African. The only African country that has ever practiced one party state democracy is Tanzania, and that was at the infancy when they started the Ujamaa policy. But even after Julius Nyerere, the policy failed. Definitely, one party system democracy cannot work in Nigeria. No matter how much defections takes place, it cannot cause one party state democracy.
Now let's look at what we are seeing in the APC, especially in Kebbi State. The suspension of the former member of the House of Representatives for Koko Mayama Federal Constituency. We have the likes of Mohammed Shehu Koko and 9 party officials in the Koko local government area that were suspended. Part of them is Mohammed Danyado, the APC vice chairman of Koko local government, and the secretary, the women leader, the youth leader, the financial secretary, the welfare secretary. As a matter of fact, everybody that constitutes everything they have in that local
Apart
government,
from the chairman.
apart from the chairman, have been suspended. Let's break it down a bit. So now let's look at this. These are some of the intricacies we are looking at in terms of this defection. Is it reflection again that we'll call it now? Could this later lead to the expulsion of APC? Because
let me tell you one thing. What is happening there, we extend to so many states. When that of PDP implosion started, it started by power arrogance. Anybody in power at a stage, the power is so intoxicating that arrogance might step in. The moment the arrogance comes in, it could eventually lead to implosion. What has started in Kebbi, don't be surprised that the former honourable member of the house, Honourable Koko, has interest in the senatorial seat, and the senator representing that place currently has now defected to APC and wants to retain that senatorial seat. So, and the state executives felt that the sitting senator must be appeased at the expense of the aspiring senator. So, in order to curb the aspiration of that Honourable Koko, the best thing is to suspend him and his followers in his local government, so that definitely that local government, the suspension.
2015. But do we have that in the opposition currently? And also, we've been having this allegation of one party state and some of the implication, and Nigerians have begun to put one or two together and say, is this why we are seeing a bit in our political institutions, in the decisions made by our political institution, the EFCC, the judiciary, that it seems to not be consistent? It seems to be favorable to one side and not favorable to the other side.
Let me tell you, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. You cannot rule that out. It happens all over the world. But that notwithstanding, the truth is, when it is time for the cock to crow, it must surely crow. Whether they like it or not, or we like it or not, there will be a time, there will be implosion within even the ruling party. The only saving grace for the ruling party currently is because they have the mechanisms. They are in power.
That's just it.
I want to get something right. He made some adage saying when it's time from the
for the cock to crow,
who dictate the piper, shaking on the piper, dictate the tunes.
Yes.
And I asked a question about is this weakening our political institutions, especially looking at judiciary? Is this why judgment?
The judiciary is not a political institution. The
I mean
judiciary
the
is the
FCC,
judiciary.
Sorry. I mean the EFCC. Sorry.
See, look. When Umaru became the president, he used the EFCC against the pioneer EFCC chairman. I think, have you forgotten? No, Rebadu. They used the EFCC against him. So that one is, in Yoruba, they say 10 kings, 10 reigns. And the soldier will go and come, the barrack will remain. So EFCC will remain EFCC. Police will remain police. ICPC will remain ICPC.
But let's look at the way they are carrying out their judgment. Me, I have no problem with all those things. We are concerned about their processes of the way they are carrying out their judgment.
The process will be determined by whoever is in charge. It's a very simple thing.
So Mr. President is the reason why we are having inconsistent.
You see, you must be careful, because you see this Mr. President, let it not become an obsession. I do not believe for one moment that Nigeria can ever become a one-party state. However, you see, one politician in Kwara State, he came from a political structure that had held power in Kwara State for 40 years. Today, where were they when Abacha was pursuing Democrats?
The likes of Atiku, we also tell you he has strong holds.
Yeah, he had zero. He had zero.
No. So if Babaga took will come and say this Babaga can give it, where was he?
All these people at that time, if we were, you don't forget, because you see, the nature of Nigeria is, by nature, we are a highly conciliatory people. Babagana Kingibe, Atiku Abubakar. Beyond rhetoric, none of them was on the ground for the validation of June 12th. Tinubu was on the ground fully. So he knows what struggle is. And when you know what struggle is, you know what is counter-struggle. So he has struggled to reach that place. He is not going to leave it with a fight. So let us discard this idea of Tinubu. You to go and do your own. It's like those people who will say the past administration did that, the past administration did that. You, God has given you power. Do your own now. Do you get it? Then another thing, I think as media, we should not give unnecessary oxygen to the idea of a one-party state. It's not something we should even encourage a narrative about it. And I think as media too, we should continue to remind Ganduje that one, the position opportunity to display political sagacity now. He was able to display great political sagacity in 2015 when he outsmarted his APC colleagues to get the PDP members to vote him as Senate President. So it is now time for him to use those PDP members constructively, decisively for the emergence of a strong opposition. So that he will quickly dispel the rumors that he too is already in talks with the APC. And I know time is running out, but let us not forget that this defection started at a very local level. If you enter inside Ilorin now, around Aluko, there is one big man who was a big man in the old Ileloke. He decamped. If you go to Ilorin East, another man decamped. In Kwara PDP today, I think
the producer of this show. Join them same time, same station next week when we come away again for the show, Editors and Gals. My name is Adeyemi Adewale. When we wake up every morning, let's say a word of prayer for our president. He cannot do it alone. Let's Nigerians also join hands together. Let's work hard to make our country, Nigeria, great. From our studios at the Shining Supreme radio station, right here in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. My name is Adewale.
Religious programs, end of the year parties, anniversary.